Let me send a text out.
The Thrilling 3.
The Thrilling 3.
Coming
Thrilling.
at you from the recovery ward.
Exactly.
Live. Barely alive.
Yeah.
But live.
Barely alive.
Sonic's all. So, how'd it go?
Hang on. We're not starting yet. Mom's asking if I can come over and help her with some stuff tomorrow.
Only she listens to the broadcast.
I feel like Sonic should be paying rent at the hospital versus his apartment and/or home.
Didn't we call the emergency room the Sonic Suite last time?
We may have.
He's got his
I
own.
forgot
rooms
about
there.
that. I nearly
Yeah.
spit my water.
All right, who wants to do the recap this time?
I'd be happy to start, seeing as I think I'm the only one still on my feet.
You're the only one that was conscious. Yeah, they still took you to the hospital though.
Yeah.
Because I think
Yeah.
you were down to I think you actually got down to 5 hit points or something.
No, I think I was at 55.
Were you? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
but I
that's-
mean, it was one of those things that I knew that if I took another hit, I'd be gone.
Yeah.
Mathematically, when you're doing 50 to 80 to me each time. Anyway, episode 3, we started out at the local diner, having some lunch. It was just the 3 of us, and we kind of recapped some of what had happened, talking a little bit about Swamp Tail. We learned a little bit more about Sonic and that he works at the university. Talked a little bit more with Jesus, with Street Jesus, about
Hobo Jesus, thank you.
Hobo.
about anything going on, and we were pretty much about to just start disbanding, and then we saw that there were reports coming over that there was all kinds of goblins and ghouls and skeletons and ghosts that were being reported around the Spartan Bank. And so we paid our tab and jetted out of the diner, took the sewers, and popped up near where the ranking police officers, Chief Delgado and Detective Jessica Marlowe, had set up their perimeter around the Spartan Bank. And sure enough, we saw a bunch of ghouls and goblin-y things, and I don't think the 3 of us really had a clear idea of what this meant or who the bad guys might have been, but the chief and the detective let us know that their belief was that it was Captain DeGraves.
No,
and
Count DeGraves.
Count DeGraves, sorry. Wrong CT. Count DeGraves and his girlfriend Molly Malefica. And so we went in. I snuck in under the bank. My comrades charged headlong, and sure enough, Molly came down the stairs. The Count came out, and we started a really, really rough fight for us, for sure. The worst we've ever had. We hit Molly pretty good a few times, but she seemed to have some sort of energy shield surrounding her. She was able to manifest these kind of energy tentacles and wallop us. Sonic got walloped a few times. She seemed to, yeah, she, Hobo Jesus couldn't really get through her energy shield. I was able to knock it down, but it came right back up, and she just kept doing all kinds of damage to us. Meanwhile, the little goblins took off with tons of what we thought was money, bags of money from the bank.
It was money, confirmed.
Yep. And Hobo Jesus ended up, I think, fighting the Count inside a fish market. But but then the Count put him down, and everything just started unraveling. Hobo Jesus went down. Before that, Sonic went down. We had to get him out in an ambulance. I believe I carried Hobo Jesus away for a little bit. And
So I can actually I can help out on that one. Is
please
that
do.
I was fighting Count de Graves. I think I got him where he was away from because I had him tangled up away from his minions, and Sonic went and wiped out his minions with one of his Sonic screams. Then I ran over. Then I ran over and hid all the money in the fish market. Talked the police officers to get off the street so they wouldn't get attacked by the Graves and to try to protect the money. And then the Graves and I mixed it up some more, and then he took me out after Sonic. Oh, wait a minute. Sonic got knocked out by de Graves. I rushed him to the ambulance. Then de Graves took me out, and then you took me to the ambulance.
Yeah.
To another ambulance.
Yeah.
There we go. Sorry.
Multiple ambulances for sure.
Yeah.
I believe 2 police officers lost their life.
2 police officers were killed when one of you ran off into the sewer in a failed attempt to try to get Molly Malefica to chase after you.
That
Yeah,
was
I
not me
stand
because I
behind
ran
that,
off in
though.
an ambulance. I ran off in an ambulance.
No, it was me, but I still I stand behind that. I thought she would go after me versus just needlessly
I mean,
slaughtering cops.
Tactically, it was a sound call to make. It's something that Spider-Man probably would have done at some point if he's fighting somebody to try to get the bad guy, to
Yeah.
if he's facing somebody that's flying or something, to take them to a place where they can't be as agile.
Mhm.
Close them in.
Minimize the
Yeah.
damage.
So it was a good strategy, but Molly was like, number one, she's kind of she's not undead. She's kind of, but she's kind of like a goth girl, gun mall. If that makes sense, like she's someone that's not going to just climb down into the sewer. If that makes sense.
She's got daddy issues, is what you're saying.
Oh, she totally has daddy issues. Yeah. So it came to a situation where Molly was like, "Oh God, no, I'm not going in the sewer. Fuck that."
I stand behind my decision.
No, yeah, it was a good call. It was a good thing to try to do.
My heart was in the right place.
Yeah. But
Meanwhile,
yeah, go ahead.
Meanwhile, yeah, Sonic got taken down after 2 wallops and by what's her dang name? We were just talking about her.
Molly
Malefica. Molly Malefica. And he managed to do the one good thing, mess up the money but I think the guy ended up getting it. But yeah, he was unconscious most of the time, so hopefully you guys can fill him in.
Got to get you some body armor.
Yeah.
All right.
Or just be ranged
so
far away.
There you go.
So one of you went down like around the middle of the fight. Another one went down later on. The Drifter. Drifter, what happened to you?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
I got beaten the crap out of between Molly and de Graves.
In the fish market, right?
No, it was outside the fish market because he didn't figure out that the money was in the fish market until after I was knocked out, and dying.
It seemed like every time you tried to do the fade thing that you got horrible. The gods of the dice were not with you.
No, well, this time it was like it didn't mean anything if I did the fade because they were using magic and psychic powers, and so fade. I gave up on fading, in this instance.
Yeah, it was not working.
No, it was not.
So, long story short, you got your asses kicked.
Yep.
You did you did stop them from taking the money. It was kind of a stalemate. Even though you guys got thumped, they did wind up teleporting out of there without anything to show for it. So you foiled them.
He was hungry.
Yeah.
You foiled them.
Yeah.
But not a stellar outing for the Thrilling Three.
Yeah.
No.
I think they ended up killing 4 cops. They killed
Mhm.
the 2 cops in
2.
the fish market. Yeah. DeGraves, because DeGraves
Mhm.
found out where the money was hidden. He killed the 2 cops in the fishmonger, and then he was going to get all the money out of there, and then El Topo went and mixed it up in the fish market, causing all of the money to dump down into the sewers, and then beating DeGraves to a standstill, and they ended up teleporting out of there. So El Topo was the one that it was a three-stage thing on foiling their plans. First Sonic, then I, and then El Topo. Roundly spoiled their plans. Unfortunately, they were a bloodthirsty pair, and they killed 4 cops.
I
So,
think
there
they
you
both
go.
have daddy issues.
Sonic the speed bump.
Sonic the Speed. Hey, you're the one that I mean, really, you kept them from marching out with all the money. That's what you did do, and because there was no way I could have stopped them. There was too many of them. But when you wiped them all out, I was able to quickly grab the money and hide it. And then um, that's how that all worked.
Heck yeah.
All right. So we're going to go to the hospital. Familiar territory for you guys.
Pretty much.
Something tells me we need to get one of those cards that they, punch holes in. Hey,
I'm-
free stay
Yeah,
after
we
your
spent a lot of
10th punch.
time we spent time in the hospital in that other game too.
Man,
Yeah.
I'm making friends with the cafeteria girl because I think I'm gonna be here a long time.
So it's been 2 days since Sonic has been here. Outside of the hospital, out in the city, there have not been any more sightings of Count DeGraves or his girlfriend Molly. Detective Marlowe has already been here and talked to you. She's gotten statements from you, El Topo, and Drifter. Drifter, you were only in a hospital room for a day, and you had healed up well enough that they felt okay with discharging you.
Yeah, I only went just down to 0 hit points versus the negative.
Well, there are no negative hit points.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
This is something that I wish every player could get into their heads. There are no negative hit points. You go to, and just about every system there is, you go down to 0.
Mm.
And then if you start taking additional hits, horrible things will start happening to you. All right, so she's already been there and gone. She's already gotten statements from the Drifter, statements from El Topo. Sonic, you are asleep. You've been asleep the entire time. And
Okay.
as Dr. Hopkins comes in, and he's looking at your chart, going over your vitals, you wake up. You're back in the hospital, and you see the same ER doctor who treated you the last time. He has not noticed that you are awake.
Okay.
Dr. Hopkins.
Yeah.
Do you do anything, Sonic, or do you just
Yeah.
watch him?
No. Yeah. He just kind of looks at his demeanor and watches him for a second. Tries to gather his surroundings. At first he wakes up. He's, doesn't all come back right away. Says, "Hey Doc, how am I doing?"
You're lucky to be alive, frankly. You coded in the ambulance on the way here. They had to resuscitate you with an AED.
Whoa. Yeah, that was a rough day. Still need some time to put it back together. But what's my outlook?
You're
prognosis?
you've healed up enough that we can release you today. All of your vitals are stable. You're going to have some bruising, some bruised ribs, and just minor bruising and swelling and abrasions for about the next week and a half.
Well, how long was I coded for? I mean, I take it coded means I was dead.
Coded means they lost your heartbeat in the ambulance on the ride over here. They had to
Whoa.
resuscitate you with a machine. It's a little device that they set on your chest, and it tells them whether or not you have a rhythm that can be shocked so that they can get your pulse back.
Okay. Well, I didn't see any pearly lights, so I guess I wasn't as close as that. But
If they had not used the AED on you, you would be dead.
all right. Well, I appreciate that, Doctor. Thank you very much.
And it's not my business, but this line of work that you have chosen for yourself, have you ever thought maybe it's not your bag?
Well, it's a new line of work. I think I'm getting the hang of it. We'll see how this next round goes. I think I've learned a lot in these first two events, and I think I'm going to be okay.
He forces kind of a pleasant smile, writes something down on the chart, and he has this, dead man walking look on his face as he turns away from you and heads out the door. He's like, it's 10:30 now. You can be released at noon. I'll have the
Hey,
nurses.
Doc, I'm a little hungry. Can I get some brunch?
I can have the nurses bring you something. Yes.
Appreciate you.
And he nods and he heads out. And as he heads out, the familiar form, or forms, I should say, of El Topo and the Drifter make their way into the room. El Topo, you've been down in the hospital cafeteria.
Oh, yes. I've been hanging out with Marge.
And Drifter, you just got to the hospital to check in on your new teammate to see how he's doing. You had left yesterday briefly. You didn't spend the last night in the hospital. You were released yesterday, and you spent the night back at the rail yard. But you've made your way back to the hospital to see if Sonic is getting any better, and you and El Topo just came into the room at the same time.
I'm carrying 2 cups of coffee, and I kind of, as I walk in and nod at the Drifter, I look over, I see Sonic's awake. I'm like, well, I only brought 1 cup of coffee because I figured this guy would still be down for another day or 2 at least. Who wants it? It ain't that great.
Hey.
Marge made it, but,
I'll share it with you.
No. Sonic, do you have it? I'm good.
All right. Thank you.
Here you go, buddy.
They're supposed to be bringing me some brunch.
Oh, yeah.
Well, after the ass whipping you got, that sounds like brunch is in order. How you feeling?
That's a little foggy for me. I remember the lady. I was trying to shake that old guy and get him out of there, and she walloped me good. And then she took off, and I ran around the corner and saw that weird ghost cloud. They were trying to take the money. Took care of those guys, and next thing I know, I'm slammed up against the brick wall in that little corner, and with that scary looking skull ghoul magician thing, whatever he was. You guys,
He's the Count something. I don't know. Look, man, we all saw it too. Sonic, I think we really need to have a talk. We need to get you some kind of armor or something, or figure something out.
or I might stay back with the police.
You've been spending more time in the hospital than is probably recommended.
I'm gonna get the hang of it though. Third time's a charm. You know, got too close to the alligator, got walloped, got got out there in the middle of the street next to that flying wizard lady. Got walloped. I'm gonna keep my distance and let my my sound powers do the talking,
Yeah.
if you will.
That sounds like a good idea. Just try to, stay out of range of them, and then try to have, Topo and I try to, take the damage, because they're getting you.
Maybe I could get some sort of instrument to focus the sound, like a kazoo or a trumpet, or maybe some cymbals.
How about a tuning fork?
I just
Man,
start.
sounds-
Topo
Tune-
just starts laughing. I can't wait
But-
to
but
see
look,
you run
fellas,
around town with a trumpet and a butt kazoo.
Jokes aside, so what happened after that? How'd we do? What'd you guys end up doing?
We didn't do great.
Well, unfortunately, we were able to foil their plans, but they decided to kill a lot of people, because of it. They killed at least 4 police officers and a fishmonger.
We
I
didn't
had
get
no
the
idea.
money, but that's a small consultation.
Yeah, that's
Well, we need to
definitely
get. If they did that, we need to set a trap.
Well,
They
the
killed
drifter
four-
spent the night in the hotel too.
Yeah, I got knocked out as well. Not as bad as you, but I still got knocked unconscious.
Well, you still have
So-
the money, you said, right?
The
No, the
old
bank
Tennyson
does.
Hotel. Yeah, the bank does. We didn't take no money.
Yeah, but now I want you guys to know this, because I tried to phase through. I tried to phase through that guy to see if I can knock him out, but that was not a person. That was a thing. That's definitely a real dark spirit. That's walking around trying to look like a supervillain. She may be, some kind of misguided, human person, but that guy, he's a monster.
What do you mean he's not a person?
It's like a spirit, because I tried to phase through him, and that wasn't any human being that I was phasing through. That was just darkness, and actually, it harmed me when I tried to phase through him.
Some sort of
Yeah.
ghost.
Yeah, it was. It seemed worse than that. It was just bad. It was just really, really bad.
Well, we could.
In other
You
words,
know.
don't hold back when you fight that guy, that thing.
Well, do y'all know any? Most of the fighting I've done is against stuff I can just punch. Do you guys know anybody we could talk to about some of this? It almost seems supernatural what you're talking about, Drifter. I don't know anything about that kind of foe.
So everyone, give me a reason check. Drifter, whatever your reason is, you can do it at a +1 column shift.
Okay.
So whatever your reason is, it's the next rank above that. Like, what is your reason?
Gotcha. It's excellent. So
All
I
right,
need
so
to
you
go.
roll for remarkable.
Crap.
Not so well on me either.
All right, so you all know that there is a place in town called Ray's Occult Books.
Mhm.
You've seen advertisements here and there. It's always something that catches your eye in the yellow pages or online when you're trying to find information about different things. So you don't really know what it is, but it's an occult bookstore, so that's as far as you know about where to go to find maybe somebody who has any information on who or what Count de Graves is, other than what the police know, which has already been shared with you.
Well, with a 69 roll, baby, I'm going to tell all you guys that when we're feeling better, maybe I remember a place called Ray's Occult Books. Maybe we should go check them out. See if anybody there could talk to us a little bit about how to fight, you know, whatever you thought this was, Drifter, spirits, cult,
Yeah, it's either
boogeyman.
I
I
say
can-
let's go. And in the meantime,
Whoa! Are you even up to standing up?
yes, sir. Let's go. I'm good. I'm cleared to go.
mm,
He gets up a little shaky, but he's fine.
I could. And if raise a cult doesn't work, I can ask around, a little bit, and
And
see what I
I can
find out.
listen into the airwaves for, periodically for any kind of, communications between the two, or, or if the police spot them, or, maybe they'll pop up somewhere.
Yeah,
Hey,
okay.
who's got a who's
You're still hooked up to machines right now, Sonic. By the way.
We just
yeah?
ready to
who
get
talk-
up.
Yeah, you're still hooked up.
You might
so
want
they
a
can,
nurse, Sonic.
They can
Maybe
monitor
we'll
your
get a
vitals.
nurse in here.
He's cleared to he's cleared to go though. He's hitting the button.
Well, the doctor did say, noon. It's about an
Noon.
hour and a half from that. But the nurse
Yeah.
does come in with your brunch. She sees you trying to get out of bed, and she stops you and says, "You're not cleared to leave until noon."
All right.
I ask my friends who knows somebody in the police department.
No, well, I sure do.
You might want to send that person a message and see if they'll let you know if they've heard anything, found anything. They got to be more pissed than we are. They lost some officers.
Okay, yeah, that's a good idea. I know Jessica Marlowe. Well, she doesn't know me per se. She knows my real life identity. But yeah, I'll definitely give her a call as soon as I get out of here and find a phone.
Drifter,
My
El
buddy,
Topo,
my
you-
buddy Hobo here wants to know if your hair looks that crazy in your real life.
What was that, Trey?
You would recognize the name that Sonic gives you as the cop that took your statement,
Yeah.
as the
yeah.
the detective that took your statement when you guys. She talked to El Topo the day you guys were brought in, and then she talked to you yesterday, Drifter, before you left the hospital.
Right. Well, Sonic doesn't
Well.
know that, but
Trey, I was wondering, would possibly the Herald of the Golden Serpent might be somebody I could ask something to, or is he something that somebody just
You can certainly
ahead.
try it. He doesn't have a phone number.
I
He's
was thinking maybe just
somebody that
maybe-
you sort of astrally reach out to, and
Yeah.
try to get his attention.
Mm.
So that you can have an audience with him. He usually finds you.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's usually that way. Okay, I will do it. Let me meditate while you eat your lunch, and see if I can find some guidance. And so I'll go park myself on the couch and get into cross, that's cross-seated position,
All right.
and then
comfortable hospital couch.
Drifter sits
Yeah.
down like a hippie on the.
exactly
Crisscross applesauce.
crisscross applesauce. Have my
Your
Hey,
stinky hippie feet up on the cushions.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's why they're plastic.
All right. So
Oh.
you kind of meditate over there on the couch, Drifter.
Yep.
Until you feel the Herald's presence, and you make it known through your thoughts and feelings that you require his guidance, and you don't hear any words, but you get the feeling that he'll find you soon.
Okay.
All right, El Topo,
And then,
what are you doing while the Drifter is meditating with his dirty hippie feet up on the couch, and Sonic is eating?
It's all a little too much for El Topo, so I'm gonna go back downstairs and get coffee refill and flirt with Marge.
All
All
right.
right, hey, why don't you check on my brunch? if you can answer.
No, you're eating
They,
your
they,
eating
they
your
literally just brought you your brunch.
Oh, well, okay. Well, what's on it?
Oh, good brunch food. You got some eggs and a roll and some fruit. There you go.
Okay.
Whatever you
And-
want.
All
Jesus
right.
I walk
Christ.
by and I actually kind of do the whole, what's that? And point towards the wall and grab a big slice of your bacon and walk out.
Okay. All right.
All right.
They bring you a mimosa without the champagne.
Orange
So,
juice with a little orange juice with a little foil peel apart lid.
Yeah.
El Topo, give me a popularity feat. What is your popularity?
It is a good.
Go ahead and give me a roll on the universal table for good. Yeah, it turns out that that Marge down there in the cafeteria is married.
Okay. I can still enjoy the conversation as I get another
She
hot
does-
cup of coffee.
Yeah, but say she gives you a free cup of coffee though, because you made her feel young and pretty.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to gather all of you close up so I can copy and paste you. So I'm just going to move ahead and say it's about 1 p.m. now. Sonic's been discharged. I don't want to have to describe the door you walked out of. And hang on, let me set this up.
Just trying to get into the story. That's all.
I appreciate it.
All right.
I think Christopher takes all the liberalism with the story and tells us what's going on.
Oh, as
Whereas
he's
you
wont
take-
to do, you know.
Yes, he's wont to do. Whereas you take none. And in this case, with the brunch, you could have taken some liberal choices and told us what brunch items you had.
Oh, okay.
All right. So, you guys make your way over to Raise a Cult. And you make it inside the shop. A bell rings as you come through the door. The sign on the door says open, but you don't immediately see anybody. And then a guy comes out from the back and comes over behind the counter.
All right.
Hey,
All right.
I
And
like the cut of his jib.
I am going to go get a drink and I will be right back.
Cool.
Talk amongst yourselves. Keep chat entertained. We have Barrymore in chat. He's one of our
awful
moderators.
pumped.
Say hi to Barrymore. He resubscribed to us yesterday, so
Hello,
Yay.
Barrymore.
Hey.
So when we walked in here, I was a little taken aback. I thought it was Ray's, like R-A-Y-S. Like a guy named Ray owned the place. I guess it's raised, like raised from the
Raised.
dead, or raised. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm gonna start just looking at books and looking at trinkets and tokens. Maybe you guys should go talk to Ray's, Mr. Ray's,
Yeah.
Dr. Ray's,
Dr. Detroit.
Professor Ray's. Yeah, Professor Detroit.
I was just remembering Dan Aykroyd in that movie, Dr. Detroit. Way back when.
Yeah. I wonder where could the ghost guy and gal possibly live?
Anywhere, I would think.
I got a penthouse on the upper east side.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Perhaps Dr. Detroit will tell us.
Yeah.
El Topo, are you back in your civilian outfit, or are you still dressed as El Topo?
I'm civilian. I was trying to drag it over, but it didn't work. But I'm not sure it matters right now. I'm flipping through books as the other two boys go and talk to Dr. Detroit.
Yeah. I'm standing there with my gold hair and blue suit. I never went home. Probably need a shower, but
Yeah, you probably
Um,
stink like ass.
yeah, probably do.
Maybe they bathed you, the sponge bath,
Uh,
while you
I,
were passed out.
my spikes are probably not as spiky as they should be. Probably need to get a backpack. And anyways,
That I'll tell you, when I had to go to the hospital um, for my appendix a few years
Oh
back,
yes.
and Dale and Amy brought the girls to see me in the
We
hospital.
brought you sugary treats.
Y'all did, and because it was right around Easter,
I think that's yeah.
And Dale's little girls, Dale's daughters, ran over to hug me, and I had to hold up my hand. I was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! I stink like ass," because I hadn't been able to take a shower for over 3 days, because I couldn't get out after they did the surgery. I couldn't even begin to think to get out of bed with the amount of pain that I was in,
Oh,
and
Oh, sure.
so I was just like, "Oh God, no! I smell like a zombie's wearing a filth diaper. Don't come over here."
something like that.
yeah, when I got the old shoulder replaced, I said you can't take a shower for 72 hours.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oof.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, you guys come on over into Raise the Cult, and Ray looks up and goes, "Welcome to Raise the Cult. How can we help you?"
We're here to learn about ghost people.
Ghost people.
Well,
People that like ghosts and stealing, robbing banks. Marjorie Malefica, what was her name, fellas?
Yeah.
And
So
Count
El Topo.
Musgrave.
Yeah.
Count the graves. Count the graves.
There you go.
Ah.
Yeah. So Chuck Kowalski's feeling like he's just shaking his head, puts the book back, and walks up to help with the conversation.
Chuck realizes he's teamed up with morons.
Hey, I didn't even get a word out yet.
I'm the lone moron.
And so yeah, Ray nods his head and he's like, "Count de Graves and Molly Malefica. That's what you're talking about."
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, how do you?
We
fight
recently
something like
got
that?
our hams handed to us by that pair, and some of the city's finest died because of that pair, and doesn't sit right with us.
I see.
So we're trying to figure out if there's any way we can find them. Anything we could find out about them. Anything we could find out that might help us fight them.
What were they doing when you encountered them?
Robbing a bank.
Yeah, and I'll tell you this: that Count the Graves he's not human.
Well, no, he's not. He is in fact undead. He is what's called a revenant.
Revenant. Okay.
when he was
Hey.
when he was a
What?
when he was a mortal, while he was alive, he was a Eurotrash con man
Mm.
whose MO was pairing up with rich widows and marrying them, having them change their wills so that they would leave their money to him, and then he would murder them.
What a piece of crap.
Yes, but he's also a very formidable piece of crap. He's very powerful.
Yeah,
Could
he kicked
could
our
be hang-
butts.
Could be hanging out with the last lady he murdered. What's her deal?
The last lady he murdered. This would have been in the early 1900s.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, what can you tell us about the lady?
I don't remember her name. I don't think anyone's ever reported her coming back as any kind of spirit.
Oh, I think my friend is talking
Miss
about Molly
Malefica?
Malefica.
Yes.
Molly Malefica is a mortal.
What gives her power?
She's a very powerful witch.
Yeah, she is. She floated around. She had some sort of force field. She made some sort of tentacle that walloped us.
And
I'd definitely say she was powerful.
He's nodding the whole time you're talking, El Topo, and he says, "Yes, she possesses the ability to manipulate magic and have it do various things. Everything from screaming like a banshee to what you said, creating that energy field around her and then forming it into those tentacles you described. Very, very dangerous.
And
Ray, we could sure use your help, because I think we're going to have to try and fight these people.
We had to put a stop to them at least.
And he's thinking. And it looks like he's kind of blanking on what to tell you. Like he's kind of going over things in his head. But you would kind of guess he doesn't really know how to stop them necessarily.
Okay. Well, Ray, if you're stumped, I mean, are there any?
I mean, my
maybe-
advice to you would be to just stay away from them.
Well,
They're very deadly.
that's not bad advice, Ray, but
There's a reason he's called Count de Graves.
he counts the graves.
He kills a lot of people. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
well,
Yeah.
Ray, I shouldn't say my bigger concern, whether it sits well with us or not, what they did, they may come after us because we foiled their plans.
That is definitely something you should be concerned about. Count de Graves is very vengeful.
Do you, I mean, are there any books you could point us towards? Is there anyone else you could point us towards? There's got to be some sort of charm that would take some of his or her power away, or maybe some ritual or some words of holiness we could speak. I come from a very Polish Catholic family.
Or if we could figure out where they live, we could maybe trounce them while they're by themselves, as opposed to a team. That could be another option.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to anything.
I don't know where de Graves is actually buried. I wouldn't think it would actually be here in Vanguard City.
Mm.
But,
So you're saying what we were up against was a ghost? You know, not a physical form?
yes, again, he is undead. He is what is known as a revenant. He still has a physical form. The physical form continues to stay along the same path that he had in life. And in life, he was a con man and a murderer. It makes sense that he is robbing banks now.
Is he like a vampire?
No, he's saying he's more like a spirit as opposed to a zombie or a vampire.
He is not dissimilar to a vampire in that he still has a physical form, but he is not a vampire.
So are you telling me that he sleeps in a grave and then that body gets up?
Yes.
Interesting.
Somewhere in this city, he most likely has a coffin that he does rise from. His girlfriend probably stays in the same house to guard the body during the day.
I think you might have hit the nail on the head there, Sonic. Sounds like maybe we should try and go after them while he's asleep.
Ooh, when does he sleep?
I guess during the day.
Would destroying the body destroy the revenant?
Destroying his body? No, he will return in time. His willpower is such that that was what brought him back to life in the first place. Or not back to life, but into a state of undeath. If you destroy his body, he will be gone for a time, but he will eventually come back.
Well, Mr. Reyes, so...
No, it's just Ray. R-A-Y.
Just Ray. Okay, Ray.
Just Ray.
Okay, Ray. If we were to find his coffin, is there anything that we could do?
Well,
I mean,
you understand,
pump it over.
even if you did, he is not a vampire in that he has to hide from the daylight. That is just when he chooses to rest and replenish. He will still be alert and active if you dump him out of his coffin.
Okay, so
So what you could do is obliterate his body with your ability.
well,
On it.
hold on, fellas. Like I said, if we need to try to maybe if we could figure out where he lives, maybe we could get the girl when she's alone. I don't know how we take him out by dumping the coffin over. I know I said that, but just an idea, fellas. Obviously, he could sleep when he wants, so the old vampire sunlight nighttime thing's not going to work.
Especially since we fought him in broad daylight.
That's right.
Hmm.
Mr. Ray, you got any input for us?
No, I think that would be the best strategy. Would sort of be to attempt to divide and conquer, fight one of them at a time. But my biggest advice is to just leave it alone. They're very deadly.
Well, we definitely know more than we did coming in, fellas.
Yeah, that's right. And the problem with that, Ray, is we think they're going to come after us. So
No,
we're just trying to be
I
ready.
understand. All my best to you. I don't.
So,
He's trying to think about what I wanted to say. He's like, I don't envy your position.
there's no
Do you
fancy.
have any protective wards or necklaces or things we should say, or any candles we should light or anything?
Maybe like a gun that we could put on our back that shoots a squirrely light, and a box we could open.
Yeah, right.
With our foot.
Holy water? Do you think holy water will do any good?
No, not with undead this powerful. No, I wouldn't think holy water would really work.
Well, I'll tell you what, Ray, you're a very honest man. At least you didn't try and sell us some garbage.
Yeah, that you could have done that.
Well, I don't want to give you false hope and say, oh, here's this, Deus Ex Machina necklace that will just kill all your enemies. I didn't want to give you false hope or anything. Those types of things typically don't exist.
I described what the sensation was when I went through the counts when I tried to phase through them just to give them a first-hand accounting, and just as in some kind of trade of information.
And Ray nods and goes, that tracks with what I know of Revenants, yes.
Well, gentlemen,
I will caution you that
Mm-hmm.
The more you attempt to do something like that, the more harmful the repercussions will become.
I will not ever want to do that again.
It affects you in stages. The first time you do it, it's painful. It's not something you want to do again. But if you do it a second time, it will become more perilous.
I will not be doing that again. Thank you.
And he nods and goes, "Yeah, that's a good idea. Try to stay away from that."
Well, we appreciate your time, Mr. Rays.
It's just Ray. My name is literally
Mr. Ray.
It's just Ray.
Yeah,
it's not
Ray.
It's not Rays. There's an apostrophe S on the end of that, Rays, because it's my shop, Ray's Occult Bookstore. My name is just Ray. But good luck to you all.
Thank you.
All right. We will knock you guys out back into the city. Give me just a moment here. Oof. Yeah, that's good. Okay. And give me a moment. I have to copy an NPC. If I can find them.
We should have asked Mr. Ray if it would be cool if we fought one of them or both of them in his store.
He seemed very practical to you, and probably would have hated that idea. Anything, causing damage to his bookstore. All right, let's see.
Hello?
I'm getting the next map ready. Give me a
All right.
second. All right, so you guys head back out into the city. And as you walk outside the bookstore, Drifter, you're aware that right next to you as you exit outside waiting for you, like next to the door where the door is where you had to come in, you see a familiar bald individual with green snake-like eyes and a Fu Manchu type mustache. Is a person that you recognize as the Herald.
Gentlemen, this is a friend of mine. Let me go speak to him. Or is he just right there?
He's just right there.
Oh, okay. Ah, great Harold. We came across two combatants that I don't know the beginning of how to fight.
So, Chunk and Sonic, all you see is the Drifter talking ostensibly to someone who's not there.
Oh,
Okay.
So
sorry.
like his secret friend.
Kind of.
All right.
I
And
kind of look over at Sonic and do the whole
Oh, who's talking to?
spinning my, crazy in the head, spinning around my ear.
so the Herald looks at you, Drifter, and he says, I know of what you encountered, and I must caution that if you go up against them again, there is a strong possibility one of you will die.
I see. Then we should probably not hunt them down. We should probably just defend the weak if they attack.
That is a good course of action, yes, to try to minimize whatever damage and violence they're capable of.
Hey.
Any way of trying to fight them? Any special way of trying to fight them?
And he thinks
Phasing doesn't work.
he thinks for a moment and strokes his beard. Or strokes his mustache, pardon me.
Yeah.
They both have defenses that you should work on knocking down first before you attack them. It will make your attacks more significant.
Okay. Hers is definitely that shield that she manifests. I can't seem to bust through it, but my colleague can. His just seems to be his spirit shadows, but that's about all I can say right off the top of my head.
It sounds like what you need to do is sit down with your friends and come up with tactics and strategy
We will.
to attack with your head, not just your fists.
I will. Thank you, Harold.
And he nods, and then he just sort of shimmers out of view.
Oh.
Well, fellows, I think it's time to confer about how to try to, if we do fight up against these foes again, how best to knock down their defenses. El Topo, I know that you're able to shatter her shield. If I or one of us can blast her, or with punches, or Sonic with your ability, I think that will take her out. I
Wait,
think.
wait, 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 wait. Drifter, who were you just talking to? You look
Oh,
like a homeless guy there for a minute.
well,
Well,
What's going on here?
I mean, he is a homeless
oh,
guy.
okay. Well, I come from a very uh, mystical order.
Well, I don't
Although
need
I my
credentials and stuff. What
Yeah, yeah.
were you? Did you smoke
Well,
something today?
no, but the sometimes the people of my order are not able to be visible to
Yeah.
just
Well,
anyone, I'm
who were
afraid.
you? Who were you talking to?
I, he's my mentor, and his I refer to him as the Herald, and
Oh,
I was
okay.
asking for some guidance, and the only guidance he could give me is that we need to coordinate our attacks better. Uh, and I, upon reflection, do recall Topo being able to knock down her shield. Unfortunately, she would raise it before I could take any blows on her. But
Well,
uh,
if her shield was down, my attack would hit.
exactly. And so
Cause
we'll
it
need to coordinate that if we can.
Well,
that's
I mean,
that's
if you're
the
telling me some guy
crux.
named if you're telling me some guy named Harold says that all we got to do is fight better, then okay, I'm down with that.
Well,
But
well,
we got to
yeah.
figure out a way to keep Sonic up.
Well, I
Well,
think we having Sonic take be at a distance will help a lot. Where we take the brunt of the attacks.
And then you hear Drifter in your voice. You hear or in your ear, you hear the Herald's voice. It's speaking to you in your mind, but it manifests as like a voice in your ear. Yes, certainly they will not go after Sonic if he is further away.
Yeah, right.
And yeah, you note sarcasm in his voice, Drifter.
well,
It's
what else
almost
did
like
they say, Drifter?
Drifter.
That we should do?
It's almost like the Drifter Sonic have never met the editor in chief.
No. Mr. Hey guys, the problem is we don't know where they are. We know that we need to have coordinated attack. We don't have the slightest idea where they are or how to get them apart. Even if we did, it'd be luck. We'd have to study them for days if they weren't able to sense us in some crazy ghost way. We probably need to lay low.
Sonic,
Um,
have you tried to call your police informant?
no, but we probably should.
I'd be happy to try and get a hold of my informant, Allison over at Channel 7 News. I don't know that she's going to know anything, and I don't know that I know anyone else, but I'll be happy to get a hold of her too. I think we need to get as much information as we can.
Okay.
Because
Go ahead, Spike.
I feel like whether we want to or not, we're going to see these characters again.
We just need to be ready when we do.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's find a payphone.
Well, before we do that, I want to find out what was the Count's defense. That we're running up against, other than
You
him
just had
being
this
able to.
cloud that would come after us.
It was the
Yeah, the
same.
angry
it was the-
ghost cloud.
It was the same darkness that he was using to direct as attacks against you.
So Sonic, you have to have the best way of battering his defense, just like how you took out all of his minions that were running around with the cash. So that might be the thing, is that we have to try to figure out how to 1-2 punch these guys before they can get their defenses back up.
Well, I mean, did your friend Harold tell you that, or do we know that?
He's called the Herald, as in as somebody that makes that sends news. And
Like the
so he's
Dallas
the
Times
Herald.
Herald,
Oh, now I understand.
Yeah, yeah,
not
and
Harold.
yeah. Um, so that's what we'll need to try to do. So when we face the count, you know, if Sonic, if we can coordinate where you batter down his defense, and then the rest of us go after him, or at least one of us goes after him while his defense is down. That's one thing. And then Topo, if you batter her defense, then it's up to the two of us to try to hit her before she can get her defenses back up. So maybe that's the way to go.
Yep.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and check in with your police contact.
All right then. Editor in chief, can I go to the payphone and call
Well,
my police
it's
friend? Or
it's 2023. There aren't any payphones.
I thought we were in the 80s or 90s.
No.
Oh,
Why did you
Flip
think
phone.
that?
I thought we. Okay, I thought we were. I'm sorry.
No, no.
Okay. So we were talking about the Action 7 news. I just had the Ron Burgundy kind of 1970s feel going, but okay. Sorry.
All right.
I must have an iPhone then.
Yes, you do. You all have cell
Okay.
phones, except the
Okay.
Drifter.
Okay. So
All
I
right.
guess I give old Jessica a call.
All right, and it takes a couple of seconds, but then you hear the phone stop ringing, and there's a voice on the other end. Detective Marlowe.
Hey, Jessica, it's Sam Smith from the university.
Yes, yes. Glad you're still alive.
Yeah, it was interesting day. Did you see what happened after that bank robbery? We're just curious about that weird ghost guy.
Count de Graves.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Jessica. Did you guys catch them?
You, your friends, El Topo, had mentioned that they teleported away. We lost sight of them after that.
Wait, out of character. She doesn't know I'm hero.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. All right.
I don't think she does.
Okay, fine. That's okay. That's fine. All right. So instead, she tells you El Topo had explained to us that they had teleported out of the area.
Okay. Do you guys have any ideas their whereabouts?
We do not know.
Okay.
We're not
Hey.
listening in, so ask everything you want to ask.
Hey, fellas. He holds the phone up. Well, what else? She hadn't heard any news at all. You know, they teleported out. Or what else should I ask her?
Dude,
Go
if
ahead.
she's a good informant of yours, maybe she might share some files that they have with you and let you know what kind of information she has on them. Or maybe she can tell you about some past crimes that they did or something.
Okay, hold on. Jessica, what do you guys have any history on these two, you know, bank robbers at all?
Only things they've done within the last 30 years. That's when Count de Graves showed back up and started to. And there's a pause, and she says, to commit crimes again.
What do you know? When did this start?
Again, about 30 years ago.
30 years ago. Okay. All right. Do you have any? So you have any idea of his accomplice, her history, her whereabouts? Any idea where she has been seen around town?
Not much. From everything we can tell, she's not local. We believe she was originally born in Louisiana, in New Orleans. She, her mother claimed to be psychic and a witch, and she grew up poor, did not have a very good childhood. She was in and out of institutions, both mental institutions and prison, for a variety of charges and for some very violent crimes. Um, that's all we really have on her. That she's had a troubled past. She's become extremely powerful since she's teamed up with her boyfriend. I don't know
Okay.
how these things work, but we think that she may have gotten more powerful from her boyfriend. Like he has siphoned. Count de Graves has siphoned or infused her with some of his own power.
Okay. Do we have a name on her?
Her name is Molly Malefica.
That's her real name.
That is her real name. That is
Okay.
yes.
All right.
Her mother
Okay.
was
All right. Noted.
Millicent Malefica.
Okay. Did you guys, did your officers, at the scene of the crime, collect any evidence, any residue, any, from them creepy ghost clouds? You have any body parts? If you do, I'd like to take it back to my lab and do some analysis on it.
We didn't require any physical evidence from the scene. Those things, when they are destroyed, they sort of discombobulate into black goo, and then it sort of sinks into the pavement.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, I appreciate it, Jessica. If you hear anything, let me know. I'm trying to help.
Try not to get killed.
Definitely, that's on my list.
All right. Very good.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. And with that, the phone call ends. So you guys are just standing outside of Ray's still?
Yeah. And he says, well, fellas, Molly Malefica is a real person with troubled past. Mother was a witch. I don't know if we could try to trade from Louisiana. It seems that they think that her powers are expanded by Count Musgraves, Count de Graves. So that could also tie into, our strategy. But she does seem to be a real person and not a ghost. A witch with a so-called mother as a witch. So I don't know if that's something we could look into personnel records somewhere to try to maybe figure out where she lives or any of her, family, maybe interview them. That's kind of all we have. I asked if, there was any evidence that they collected, so there's nothing that I can analyze in my lab.
Okay.
I think we're just gonna have to wait till they pop up. That's all we're gonna be able to do.
Well, out of character.
You know what? I'm hungry.
Out of character, yeah. I guess we'll go eat. This time, Sonic, you're gonna have to pay for the drifter.
I got it. I got you. I've got all y'all.
Hey, there's a mission just 5 blocks down if you guys want to go.
A mission?
Mm-hmm. Soup kitchen is what you guys call it.
Why don't we go and have ramen right here at this place?
Okay, that sounds fine.
Why don't we go up by the university? There's a good burger place.
All right, ramen it is.
I need a change, fellas.
Oh,
Okay.
you need to change. You go ahead and change. Yeah, you go.
Out of character, I'm gonna use a little Chris Head meta here. Back into character. Well, I'm gonna make a call to Allison, the reporter. She's got a couple of college interns at the station nowadays, and I get this feeling that they're bugging her, and I've got an idea of maybe something they could do. Maybe they could look into every news story and try and try and rustle up any leads that Channel 7 News has had, any sightings, any information they might have on these two.
Okay. Let's do it, boss.
I, I, on the other hand, can make that phone call while we're walking to eat something. You know, we don't have to just stand here in the middle of the road.
Let's go.
All right. So you're heading over to Bronco's House of Ramen.
Goes.
And let me get. I have to go to the NPC sheet and get a token. Hendo, you know my pain of having to shift around maps and stuff.
Yes, I do. Very well.
I keep all my tokens on 3 different map pages, so I can go in and get them and copy them.
Yep.
All right, so you call your contact, Allison Horowitz, over at Channel 7 Action News.
Action, action, action.
And the phone doesn't ring too long before it's picked up and you hear her say, El Topo.
Hey, Allison, how are you doing?
Pretty good. Is your friend dead?
No, he made it.
Okay.
He's very much alive.
All right. I heard he coded in the ambulance on the way there.
That's what we heard too, but they shocked him back to life, and tell you what, he's energetic and back wanting to solve this case. It's not sitting well with him the way he went down.
Do you think you should try to go after these people?
Honestly, everyone's telling us we shouldn't, and they're probably all right, Allison, but I tell you what our fear right now is, we're a little worried they're going to come find us whether we like it or not after we spoiled their little bank heist.
Yeah, that's definitely something you should be worried about.
Everyone we've heard from has already said that they hold a grudge, so to speak, and they're the type that might want to get some revenge.
Well,
I don't know if we need to take the fight to them, but we better be ready for the fight to come to us.
It comes with the territory. You know, supervillains are generally grudgy kind of people.
Yeah. Yeah, well, hey, Allison, I just I thought I'd make a quick call and see if I couldn't ask you for a favor.
Yeah, what can I do
know.
for you?
Well, I know you've got those interns that are bugging the heck out of you. Maybe you could put them on a little bit of a fact-finding task. Maybe they could see if they can maybe come up with any of those old microfiche, any old files, anything they could come up with that we could read up on some old heists from these two. And I don't think Molly's been around very long, but the Count has been. Maybe we could find a pattern. Maybe we could find something out of some of their heists. Anything you guys might have.
You mean
Maybe
those?
lead us to them.
You mean those interns from the Meta Institute?
Yes.
Ah,
Yes.
yes. Well, I
From the CH Meta Institute.
yes. I'll definitely talk to them and see what they can come up with. Anything
would be appreciated.
anything
You
they
know
can
I'll
find
return
out.
the favor.
Yes, I know. Anything they can come up with, I'll let you know.
I appreciate it. I owe you lunch next week. Hit me up when you're in the area.
All right, but it's going to be something expensive.
You know me. I work in the sewers. Don't get too expensive.
Yeah, I know you. You work in the sewers and you actually make pretty good money because you're in middle management.
Last time I heard I was in upper management, but you know, whatever.
Oh, upper management. All right then. Steak it is.
Ah,
All right.
steak
well,
and shake maybe.
I'll see what they can come up with, and we'll get back to you.
Thanks, Allison.
In the meantime,
I owe you.
In the meantime, try not to die.
I'll do my best.
All right. Talk to you soon.
click.
Oh, I didn't. I actually had her on the phone, and I didn't even go over to the phone call map. Damn it!
Wow, your phone call map was badass.
It was badass. Here, I'll even prove it. See, I'd set it up and everything.
It is badass. Look at there you go.
I was looking at that while I was talking in character as her, and y'all were back over here. All right,
Huh.
that's what you've got.
How'd
Chunk.
that phone call go, buddy? What were y'all talking about?
Well, basically, Allison first of all wanted to know if you were dead. That's her way of sending her respects.
Or wanting to break the news
Or wanting
as
to
an
break-
exclusive. Is he dead?
That's right.
Can I take that live?
That the worst superhero is not dead.
But she's gonna use some of her resources and try and figure out if she can't come up with any information on the Count and Molly. Maybe there's some old articles about the Count. I'll see her in a few days. Apparently, I owe her a hamburger or something, and she'll let me know what she found out.
Or ribeye?
Well, hey, Drifter.
I don't need the Drifter knowing I have ribeye money.
Hey, I'm just happy to just to eat. I'm good.
Drifter, how deep does your hobo network go across this city?
Well, it goes pretty far and wide.
Actually,
mean,
the hobo network drifter goes, what the hobos know of this city is pretty deep, but the hobo
Yeah.
network isn't just this city.
Oh, that's true.
You know,
Yeah.
it's all across
It's
the
like an
country.
internet.
Yeah, it's like a homeless internet.
Yeah.
That's really going to be the quote of the entire gaming session in Vanguard City.
How deep
does your hobo network go?
Well, I don't know if that's the juiciest thing. Over in the other campaign, they're getting ready to topple the U.S. government.
Oh, good God.
Oh wow, they sound real serious.
Well, the government's been up to a lot of no good stuff.
As they do.
If only they had the hobo network.
Mm-hmm. Nobody over there knows anything about the hobo network.
Side note about evil governments. They go home to work every day to the wife and their kids and eating dinner. They hang out with grandma and their friends on the weekend. Then they go back to work and be evil.
Yeah. What did you do today at work, honey? Well, I can't talk about my business, but we continue to stick it to the middle class. Ha ha!
Took a lot of money from a lot of people, put it in our bank account.
Pass the taters.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right. So we're going for ramen?
Yeah, going for ramen. And, okay, so out of character, I'm trying not to be meta, but we've had a lot of, kind of running up against a brick wall. We kind of know we're overpowered. Like, how do we know when we, kind of, I know, obviously we were trying to be prepared. Maybe we talk it out over lunch. Maybe that's what we're doing.
Well, you're going to eat ramen right now, so.
Okay, all right.
I don't have a ramen noodle house, by the way.
Okay.
Matt prepared, so yeah, you're at.
Use that same restaurant you had. That's
We're
fine.
having noodles. We're having noodles.
Yeah, all right.
You're at Bronco's House of Ramen.
All right.
House of ramen.
Good old
Broncos.
Bronco's House of Ramen. So
guys, this might be some of the best Bronco ramen I've ever had. What do you guys want to do? You guys want to leave this alone? You guys want to pursue it? You guys, what are you guys thinking? Everyone's telling us to run away.
Well, no, they're saying it's not to pursue it, but I personally feel like if innocent people are in danger, I have to do what I can, but I won't go hunt this down as I normally would try.
Yeah, we just don't have any hard evidence to go on. I think we need to stay vigilant, but
Does your does your hobo network allow you to? You think they could find him?
Drifter, you think it's a possibility? I mean, there's enough hobos
Yeah.
in the hobo network.
I know. I'm now pretty confident that they could, but the thing is that I'm not going to go chasing them down, at this point. The Herald definitely thinks we should not, go hunting them down.
What did that Herald say to you exactly?
He fears that one of us will surely perish if we try to hunt them down.
Well,
And
that'd probably be me.
and I
I spit out some ramen.
I mean, if you're betting person, I mean, I'm just saying, I don't want to die, but
Yeah.
based on how things have played out so far, that's probably me.
Well, I'm the next time if I see you go down, I'm just gonna race you to safety, again. But I'll probably race myself out to safety as well and tell Topo to beat feet as well.
Tell El Topo it's every man for himself.
Well, I am carrying Sonic.
Well,
Yeah.
I probably need to go back into my regular identity. I don't want my alter identity of Sonic to be my normal identity. I've been walking around like this for days.
I don't know.
probably
You
need
might
to-
need a shower.
If only somebody would go into Hero Forge like they were told to a week before last and
Dum, dum, dum.
come up with
yeah.
a picture of how their
I still
civilian
have,
ID
even
looks.
though, yeah, right. Even I'm gonna do that, but even if I had done that, I can't use it because I have not been to my house. I left my house in my suit. Remember, that was my rookie mistake.
My dog ate my homework.
My
Yeah,
dog
I mean,
ate
Yeah.
I left the university laboratory
You need a
with
little
my
fanny pack.
with my super suit on. Yeah, I need a backpack. Need a blue and gold backpack with a pair of joggers in it at least. I mean, but next time when I'll make the token. But,
No. I just need a screenshot of his face.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll make the token.
Yes, sir.
All right. I think this is a good place to end it before next session.
Alrighty.
You guys have a couple of directions. You've already asked for a couple of things from your contacts. Drifter, you have another contact you can hit up. We'll do that next session. Each of you is going to get 50 karma
Oh.
for engaging with your contacts in ways that could possibly help you. And we will pick it up next Monday and see what the Hobo Queen says.
Tuesday.
What the Rail Queen says. Yeah, Tuesday. Pardon me.
I got me some karma.
It's gonna be cool having a hobo network.
Yeah, it does suck.
The HIN, the Hobo Internet Network, meeting all your informational needs in
It's more
Vanguard
like
City.
more like the HSN, the Hopo Street Network.
There you go.
I mean, hobos have their own code.
Yeah, we do.
Hobo code is a real thing. There's like signs they make and everything.
I may have brought this up before, but did you ever read the comic Kings in Disguise?
No.
Or not Kings? I think, is that what it's called? Kings in Disguise. And it's about the 30s and the Great Depression, and it's about these two this guy and this kid that are going across America, as hobos, and it's really, really good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they'll
and,
put like little signs on things so that like
Yep.
there's a mean dog around, or the lady living in this house may give you food, signs like that.
Yep. It's
It's
good
very
stuff.
A 6-issue comic book limited series published in 1988 by Kitchen Sink Press.
Yep. It's very, very good, and I consider it comic book literature, to be honest.
Comic books are not literature. They're not. Stop. I listen.
Yep.
Listen.
Mouse
I
is
love comic
literature.
books as much as the next person.
Mouse is literature. Come on.
But shit like graphic novels, that's not literature, and they're not
That's-
novels. They're trade
It's-
paperbacks.
I don't know that any 13-year-old boy should be traveling with all these hobo men.
Well, if you read the story, you'll understand what happened. You know, and and so, his mom dies. His father is this horrible alcoholic and falls apart and runs away, and it's just he and his older brother, and they're basically starving. And the older brother, is gets arrested for getting in a fight, and then he's by himself, and so he's drifting, and he gets hooked up with this guy, who watches after him because he just spared him from getting attacked, in the when he's out on his own, and then he's like watching over him, and it's about those two as they travel across, and it's pretty good. It's really, really good. I recommend it highly.
Considered top 100 best. Considered one of the 100 best comic book stories of all time.
Yeah, and I have to agree. It's really fucking good. And
I think you should make the movie.
there was somebody that I think he tried to have it put to play form. I actually contacted him once upon a time, the writer, and said, "Dude, let me see the play."
Really liked it.
Oh yeah, I said I would love to try to see how we can try to put this on. He says, "Man, I wrote a script, and I have not seen it in ages," or something like that. And unfortunately, he never could dig it up. But and I don't think I could write a script. I don't know how I'd try to put it all together. But it's just fucking amazing. It's a really great story. But anyways, yeah, it's like I said, I've put it up there in the top stuff, which is, of course, Mouse being probably the very best, use of the form.
I don't agree with that.
Well, I'm talking about is in the literature category. Did you ever read Mouse?
Yeah, but it's no Gru, the Wanderer.